My beloved child, stop what you are doing, for what I am about to reveal at the very end of this message holds the exact key to the miracle you have been desperately waiting for. Do not scroll away or close this now, because walking away before I finish will delay the very breakthrough your soul has been crying out to receive. I am so deeply overjoyed that you made the choice to pause and accept me into your space today. Rejecting me in this crucial, appointed moment would have been a heartbreaking mistake that kept you wandering in the wilderness of your current struggles. If your eyes have found these words, you are not here by accident. You are the luckiest one, not because of random chance, but because heaven has chosen this very moment, this exact fraction of a second in human history, to reach you with a life-changing message. I, the Lord your God, have intentionally interrupted your day to tell you something you have been waiting your entire life to hear. This is not a coincidence. This is not just another passing message in a sea of digital noise. This is a divine appointment, a sacred meeting written for you before you were even born. My hand has guided you here, orchestrated the events of your day, and gently turned your attention to this exact place. I need you to stay, because what I am about to reveal carries the raw, untamed power to shift your life forever. Do not walk away, for this is the moment your spirit has been crying out for in the deepest silence of your heart. You are seen, you are loved, and you are chosen. Listen closely to me, for every single word that follows comes straight from my burning, eternal heart, directly into yours. You are not here by chance. You are not reading this message because of an accident of timing. You are here because I, the Creator of the universe, have called you into this specific moment. Long before your eyes ever opened to the light of this world, long before your lungs took their first breath of earthly air, I had already written this time into the magnificent story of your life. I chose you. I set you apart. I placed within you a divine purpose that no one else on this earth can fulfill. This moment is not a mistake. It is a holy appointment made in the halls of eternity, waiting patiently for the day when your spirit would be open and ready to receive it. From the very beginning, before I spoke the stars into the black canvas of the heavens, before I carved out the canyons and spread the vast oceans across the earth, I knew your name. I whispered your name in the council of heaven. I did not create you without intention. Every single intricate detail of who you are was shaped with an overwhelming, consuming love and care. The specific way your mind works, the unique way your heart feels things so deeply, the relentless way your spirit hungers for meaning and truth. All of it was designed by my own hand. Nothing about you is random. I do not make mistakes. Nothing about your life, not even the parts you wish you could erase, is wasted. I crafted you with the precision of a master artist, and I have always, since the dawn of time, seen you as my ultimate masterpiece. While the world around you may sometimes overlook you, dismiss your value, or make you feel like you are just another face in the crowd, heaven does not. I do not. In my eyes, you are entirely priceless. I have placed a mark of divine, undeniable worth upon your soul that no human being, no earthly circumstance, and no demonic force can ever erase. I know there have been days when you questioned if your life had any real meaning. I know the heaviness that settles on your chest when you look at the world and wonder where you fit in. There have been long, dark nights when you laid awake, staring at the ceiling, wondering if anyone truly cared about the real you. Nights when you felt entirely unseen, utterly forgotten, and incredibly small. But I tell you right now, with the authority of the God who loves you, every one of those thoughts was a malicious lie whispered by the enemy. Those lies were planted in your mind to blind you from the magnificent truth of who you really are. For you are not forgotten. You have never, not for a single fraction of a second, been invisible to me. I have seen every single tear that has ever fallen from your eyes, even the silent tears that soaked your pillow in the middle of the night, the ones no one else ever noticed, the ones you quickly wiped away before anyone could see. I have heard every silent prayer you whispered in the darkness when you thought no one was listening. I heard the groans of your spirit when you were too exhausted to even form words. I held each and every one of those prayers close to my heart. Not a single word, not a single sigh was ignored. I know the intense trials you have walked through. I have recorded every moment of your struggle, every obstacle you faced, every mountain you had to climb. I did not record them to shame you or keep a tally of your weaknesses, but to remind you of the incredible strength and endurance that I have been shaping within you. My beautiful child, I saw the crushing weight you carried when you honestly thought it was too heavy for you to take another step. I saw the deep, agonizing pain in your heart when people you trusted with your vulnerability turned away and left you standing alone. I saw the bitter loneliness that gripped your soul when the world seemed too cold, too fast, and too cruel. I saw the countless times when you worked so incredibly hard to be strong for everyone else around you, while inside your own heart was breaking into pieces. And I want you to know, with absolute certainty, you were never alone in those moments. I was there. I was closer to you than the blood flowing through your veins, closer than your very breath. Even when the darkness was so thick that you could not feel my presence, I was holding you. I was protecting your mind from completely breaking. I was guiding your weary feet through the deepest valleys of shadows. You may not have realized it at the time because the pain was so loud, but every step you took in the fire of those trials was burning away the things that were holding you back. It was shaping you into someone stronger, someone more compassionate, someone who would one day shine with the brilliance of my glory. You are chosen, my beloved. You are chosen not because of your perfection, but because of my unending love. I did not choose you because you always got everything right. I did not choose you because you never stumbled, or because your faith never wavered, or because you never doubted my plan. I chose you simply because I made you, and I look at you and see a perfect reflection of my own image. I see in you the breathtaking beauty of creation. I see the fierce courage of endurance. I see the soft tenderness of compassion. And I see the remarkable strength of a warrior who rises again and again, even after being repeatedly pushed down by life. You are my delight. You are my joy. You are my treasured one. The world in all its brokenness may not always see you this way, but heaven has always celebrated you as precious, irreplaceable, and entirely unique. Declare to the heavens right now, Father, I love you more than words can say, as a public sign that I am your everything. Let this declaration shake the spiritual realm and bind your heart forever to mine. I have watched the journey of your life with a deep, consuming love. Every season, every step, every soaring high, and every devastating low. I was there. I saw the victories that made your heart soar, the moments of pure joy, and I rejoiced with you. I smiled when you smiled, and I saw the defeats that crushed your spirit, the moments when everything fell apart, and I wept with you. I never turned away from you, not even for a moment. When others left because it was inconvenient, I remained. When others judged you for your mistakes, I wrapped you in my forgiveness. When others doubted your potential, I believed in the destiny I placed inside you. You are deeply significant in my eyes, and absolutely nothing you have faced, no mistake you have made, has ever diminished your value to me. My child, you are entirely unique. Do you truly understand the magnitude of this? There has never been, in the history of humanity, and there will never be, in the ages to come, another you. The specific gifts, talents, and passions I placed within you are yours alone. The calling I designed for your life cannot be carried out by anyone else in the same way. The world may try to put you in a box, to tell you that you are ordinary, that you are just one among billions. But I tell you the absolute truth. You are extraordinary. When I formed you in the secret place, I breathed into you something entirely new, something the universe had never seen before. That is why your life matters so much. That is why you were born in this exact time, in this exact generation, in this exact place. Because there are things only you can do. There are lives only you can touch. There are broken hearts only you can comfort. And there are divine purposes only you can fulfill. I want you to know that the heavy trials you have endured have not been meaningless. The pain was not a waste. Every wound, every scar, every fierce battle has been acting as a chisel, shaping you into the magnificent person I designed you to be. Do not think for a single moment that your pain has been overlooked by heaven. I have seen it all, and I have already set into motion a plan to redeem it all. What the enemy meant for evil, what was sent to harm you, to derail your destiny, I am actively turning into good. What was sent to break your spirit, I am using as the very foundation to build you higher than before. Every dark, terrifying night you survived became undeniable proof of your resilience. Every unanswered question became a sacred place where my mystery was at work behind the scenes. Every agonizing season of waiting became a spiritual training ground for your patience, your character, and your faith. Nothing has been wasted, my child. Nothing. Not the years you feel you lost, not the tears you cried, not the love you gave that was not returned. You are written in permanent ink into the grand story of heaven, and your significance is far greater than your human mind can comprehend right now. There are angels who constantly rejoice over your victories. There are massive storehouses of blessings I have stored up specifically for you. There are ancient promises I have spoken over your life that will absolutely, surely come to pass. Do not measure your worth by what you see around you. Do not measure your success by the world's shallow standards. Do not let the fleeting opinions of broken people define who you are. Let my eternal voice be the only one that defines you. And my voice says this: you are chosen. You are beloved. You are seen. You are treasured. You are mine. My child, you may look at the landscape of your life right now and see only the struggles, the failures, the missed marks, and the mistakes. But when I look at you, I see something entirely different. I see something so much greater. I see a beautiful soul that has endured the fire and not been consumed. I see a heart that still dares to hope, even after facing crushing disappointment. I see a faith that refuses to completely die, even when it has been tested by the fiercest flames. I see the raw beauty of your perseverance. I see the quiet courage of your spirit. And I see the brilliant light of my presence shining through the cracks of what you thought was your brokenness. You are not broken beyond repair. Let me repeat that so it sinks deep into your spirit. You are not broken beyond repair. You are not too far gone. You have not missed your window of grace. You are not forgotten. You are not overlooked. And you are not disqualified. You are held safely, tightly, securely in the palm of my almighty hand, and there is no force in the universe that can take you out of it. Beloved, you truly are the luckiest one. Not because you possess all the worldly riches, not because you have achieved flawless earthly success, but because you have been hand-picked and chosen by the King of Heaven to carry His presence, to bear His promises, and to manifest His love in a dark world. This is your eternal assurance. You are loved with an everlasting, unconditional, unshakable love. You are fiercely protected by my hand. You are gently guided by my spirit. Every single intricate detail of your life, your finances, your health, your relationships, your dreams, is known and cared for by me. Nothing you have faced has been wasted. Nothing you have endured has been unseen. I have been walking with you through it all, and I promise you this: I will continue to walk with you every single step ahead. So stand tall, my magnificent child. Lift your head, square your shoulders. Do not let the heavy chains of shame or the paralyzing grip of fear weigh you down for another second. You are not here by accident. You are here because heaven has called your name aloud. You are chosen, and you are deeply significant in my eyes. The story I am writing for your life is far, far from over, and the glorious chapters that lie just ahead will reveal the breathtaking beauty of everything you have endured. Hold on tightly to this truth, for it will act as an unbreakable anchor for your soul through every storm. You are mine. I have loved you from before the beginning, and I will love you until beyond the very end. My beloved child, let me draw you even closer right now, for I want you to feel the deep, passionate weight of my heart as I speak these words directly into your spirit. I know your story better than anyone else ever could. I know the silent, hidden places deep within where you hide your pain from the world. I know the deep wounds that you never talk about, the heavy disappointments you quickly push aside when you force a smile for others, and the terrifying fears that visit your mind in the quiet hours of the night. Nothing about you has ever been hidden from me. I have seen every detail, every fleeting moment, every private struggle. And now I say to you with absolute certainty, not one single tear you have shed has been wasted. Not one frantic prayer has gone unheard. Not one dull ache of your beautiful heart has been ignored. I have been intimately present with you all along. And even in those moments when you were absolutely convinced you were walking alone, I was carrying you. I saw the devastating nights when you cried yourself to sleep, pressing your face hard into your pillow so that no one in the house would hear the gut-wrenching sound of your grief. You thought those hot tears dissolved into the fabric and faded into nothingness, but I gathered every single drop like precious, invaluable jewels. They were never forgotten. I have stored them in heaven as a permanent testimony of your endurance. They are proof of the incredible strength you carried when you honestly believed you had absolutely no strength left. I know intimately the kind of suffocating pain that makes you question if you are seen at all. I know the feeling of isolation that makes you wonder if your existence even matters. And I tell you right now, looking straight into your soul, you have never once been invisible to me. I have been fully present in your darkest, most terrifying hours, closer than the very breath in your lungs, watching over you, listening to your heartbeat, and holding your fragile heart gently in my massive hands. There were devastating moments when you felt utterly betrayed, moments when those you trusted the most, those you gave your heart to, wounded you with thoughtless words or cruel actions you never expected. You replayed those moments in your mind 1,000 times, agonizing over the memories, wondering why they turned against you, wondering if you were fundamentally flawed, wondering if you had done something to deserve such treatment. My precious child, I was there. I stood right beside you. I saw the betrayal unfold. I felt the sharp sting of rejection hit your spirit. I heard the toxic words that pierced your soul, and I did not take them lightly. You must understand that when you were hurting, I was hurting right there with you. My heart broke for your brokenness. When they walked away, I stayed. When they severely misunderstood you, I understood you completely and perfectly. When they judged you harshly, I wrapped you tightly in my blanket of mercy. You have never, ever stood alone, even when the deafening noise of rejection seemed so much louder than the quiet whisper of my presence. You have finished your preparation. The time has come to stand. I am placing the scepter in your hand to govern the territory I have assigned to you. Your waiting was not silence. It was the testing of your character. Look at the path ahead. I wrote these plans for your life long ago. You survived the dry seasons because your roots reached the hidden water. Now that labor is producing fruit that will not fail. You are no longer a servant to old cycles. You are the steward of what I grew in the soil of your soul. Prove your commitment now through a direct act of surrender. I call you to move your resources. Dedicate the first fruits of your harvest to this ministry as a sacrifice of faith. When you release this gift, you are placing a sign of loyalty on my altar. Do not hold back. This physical release is what breaks the final barrier between your lack and my abundance. As you let go, the gates of my treasury will open for you. You will watch your branches bend with fruit so heavy you will need new storehouses to hold it. By this act, you receive the mantle of my favor over your house and your children. My protection will be the wall around your vineyard to keep out the thief. The struggle is over. Your inheritance is secure. Step forward and enter the inner chamber I have prepared for you. I am with you. My kingdom is yours. Do you remember the times when heavy disappointment settled like a dark shadow over your entire life? When you prayed so fervently, when you waited so patiently, when you hoped against all hope, yet the answer did not come in the way you so desperately longed for. You wondered in those moments if I had turned my face away from you. You wondered if perhaps your prayers were just bouncing off the ceiling, lost in the vast, empty expanse of the universe. But hear me clearly, my child. I heard every single word, even the prayers that were too heavy, too painful to speak aloud. Even the exhausted sighs you let out when you could no longer form a coherent sentence. Even the frantic, anxious thoughts you whispered in the silence of your mind. I heard them all. I did not ignore a single one. I did not dismiss your pain. My timing is entirely perfect, and while all you could see was painful delay, I was actively weaving together a masterpiece far greater, far more beautiful than you could ever understand. Every long moment of waiting was actually necessary preparation. Every agonizing silence was actually an unseen, strategic movement of my hand, setting up the exact circumstances needed for your ultimate victory. My precious one, I know the crippling fears that grip your heart when no one is watching. The deep-seated fear of ending up alone, the paralyzing fear of failing publicly, the exhausting fear of not being enough, the haunting fear that somehow, despite your best efforts, your life will never measure up to the beautiful dreams you once held. You have carried these heavy fears quietly, masking them well, not wanting to burden anyone else with your anxiety. But I have carried them with you. I have whispered divine courage into your weary spirit when fear was shouting at the top of its lungs in your mind. I have actively surrounded you with supernatural peace when anxiety was trying its hardest to suffocate you. I have reminded you in countless, subtle ways that you are completely safe in me, even when the world around you felt incredibly hostile and uncertain. Every single time you doubted yourself, I reaffirmed my glorious plans for you. Every time you questioned your worth, I proudly reminded all of heaven that you are my child, my beloved, and my greatest treasure. Think back to the times when you felt completely abandoned, when you whispered into the empty night, "God, where are you? Why have you left me?" You remember those desperate moments. You thought I had gone completely silent. You thought I had abandoned you to the wolves. But my silence was never absence. I was there, carrying you, protecting you from malicious things you could not even see. I was shielding you from demonic battles you did not even know were raging in the spiritual realm all around you. When you felt the crushing weight of total hopelessness pressing down on your chest, trying to snuff out your light, I was the one who miraculously kept your lungs breathing. When you honestly thought you had absolutely no strength left to stand up, I became the very strength that held your frame upright. You may not have recognized my presence in the moment, but I was there. I was in the sudden, unexplainable peace that washed over you just when you thought you were going to completely break. I was in the unexpected kindness of a stranger that reached you right when you needed it most. I was in the quiet, inner conviction that stubbornly whispered to your soul, "You are not done yet. Keep going." I know you sometimes look back at your life and wonder why I allowed certain painful things to happen. You ask me in your heart, why did I have to walk through so much agonizing pain? Why did I have to lose so much along the way? Why did I have to feel so completely broken? My dear child, listen to me very closely right now. I did not abandon you to that pain. I did not turn my back on your suffering. I was with you in the center of the fire. And although the pain you felt was incredibly real, so was my sustaining presence. The intense struggles you endured were not cruel punishments from an angry God. They were divine refinements. They did not come into your life to destroy you, but to shape you into someone infinitely stronger, someone who has the capacity to carry a much greater purpose and a much heavier weight of glory. The very pain that tried its hardest to break you permanently has been miraculously transformed into unshakable strength within you. The deep wounds that bled in silence have become powerful testimonies of survival and grace. The suffocating darkness that once surrounded you has only served to make the brilliant light inside you shine that much brighter to the world. Beloved, every single time you thought you had reached the absolute end of your rope, I whispered fresh life into your exhausted soul. Every time you thought the story was over, I dramatically turned the page and made a way where there was absolutely no way. Every time the waves of despair tried to pull you under and drown you, I reached my hand down and lifted your head above the chaotic waters. You see, you have never truly been abandoned. You have never, not for a millisecond, been forsaken. My relentless love has always been the constant, unbroken thread running through every single chapter of your life story. Even in the seasons when your faith wavered and you wanted to give up, my faithfulness to you never wavered. Even when you let go of my hand, I held on to yours with an unbreakable grip. There were dark days when your heart was broken so deeply, shattered into so many pieces, that you sincerely thought it would never beat the same way again. But look at you now. Look at how far you have come. You are still standing. You are still breathing. You are still beautifully reaching for hope. That is not by your own human strength alone. It is because I carried you through the fire. Every scar you bear is a permanent reminder that I did not let the wound destroy you. Every breath you take today is living proof that my new morning mercies sustained you. Every time you miraculously found the courage to rise again after being knocked down, it was because my unseen hand was lifting you up. My beloved, hear me and let this settle deep into your bones. Nothing you have faced has been wasted. Your bitter tears were powerful prayers. Your deep pain was the foundation of a magnificent testimony. Your exhausting struggles were actively shaping your character. Your terrifying fears were teaching you the beautiful art of trusting me. Every crushing disappointment was simply setting the grand stage for something incredibly greater. Every unanswered prayer was actually making room in your life for a much bigger miracle. And every single moment you thought you were completely alone was actually the exact moment I was carrying you the closest to my chest. Declare your Amen where all can see, stamping your faith into the earth, confirming that you receive this truth today. I want you to understand, deeply and fully, that your inherent value has never, ever been diminished by what you have endured. The painful betrayals you suffered did not change your worth. The crushing disappointments did not cancel out your divine destiny. The endless tears did not wash away your purpose. The paralyzing fears did not separate you from my eternal love. You are still mine. You are still completely chosen. You are still infinitely precious in my sight. So lift your head, my beautiful child. Do not let the pain of your past define your future for one more day. Do not let the dark shadows of yesterday steal the brilliant light of your today. I have been intimately with you through it all, and I am powerfully with you right now. Every tear you cried mattered to me. Every silent, desperate prayer moved my heart to action. Every hidden, irrational fear was met with my surrounding strength. You were never forsaken, and I promise you, you never will be. You are constantly carried, you are deeply cherished, and you are loved beyond any human measure. And now, I am declaring something entirely new over your life. A massive, undeniable shift has already begun in the spiritual realm. Even if your physical eyes have not yet seen the evidence, and your physical hands have not yet touched the manifestation, the ground beneath your feet is moving in the unseen. The heavens above you are stirring with violent, glorious activity, and my Holy Spirit is actively preparing to release breakthroughs into your life that you once thought were absolutely impossible. You may look at your circumstances and feel as though nothing is changing. You may feel stuck. But I tell you the absolute truth. The change has already started. What you previously thought was my silence was actually my intense preparation. What looked to you like painful delay was actually my divine, perfect timing aligning all the pieces. What felt like an empty void was actually me systematically clearing away what no longer served your glorious future. My child, you are right now stepping over the threshold into a season where firmly closed doors will begin to swing open. And I promise you, no man, no demon, and no circumstance will be able to shut them again. I know you have knocked on doors that remained stubbornly sealed for so long that you began to wonder if the blessings behind them were even meant for you. You tried your hardest, you prayed endlessly, you pushed with all your might, and yet nothing seemed to move an inch. But listen to me. I am the Almighty God who holds the ultimate keys of destiny. And when I decide to open a door for you, no human system, no earthly obstacle, no financial barrier, and no enemy from the pit of hell can force it shut. Watch closely now as unprecedented opportunities begin to appear in your life that you never even possessed the faith to imagine. Paths that were once completely blocked with debris will be miraculously cleared. People will suddenly come into your life who carry the exact answers, resources, and connections to prayers you thought I had forgotten. You will see me rearrange impossible situations, realign broken timelines, and beautifully restore things that you sincerely believed were gone forever. Beloved, you have been enduring a grueling season of pressing, of crushing, like an olive pressed for its oil. But now you will step into a glorious season of release. The heavy, suffocating weight you have carried on your shoulders is lifting. The invisible chains of limitation that bound your progress are breaking and falling to the floor. Massive doors of supernatural favor will swing wide open for you. Doors that have been locked tight by the enemy's vicious lies and by human opposition. In the very places where you experience the most painful rejection, you will suddenly find overwhelming acceptance. In the exact areas where you suffered the most devastating loss, you will see a double portion restoration. Where there was agonizing lack, anxiety over bills, and fear of not having enough, you will see my provision overflow until your cup runs over. Do not fear what is ahead of you, for I am already there. I have gone before you, making a straight, smooth way in the chaotic wilderness. I am carving out refreshing streams in your dry desert, and I am shining a brilliant light into your darkest night. The specific breakthroughs I am releasing to you right now are not small. They are not ordinary. They are completely divine in nature, meticulously crafted by my own hands so that you, and everyone who watches your life, will know beyond a shadow of a doubt that it is me. I am about to perform undeniable miracles that will permanently silence every doubt in your mind and completely drown out every lie the enemy has ever spoken over you. You have prayed through oceans of tears, and now you will see physical answers that bring uncontainable joy. You have sown seeds in the soil of deep pain, and now you will reap a harvest in absolute abundance. You have waited patiently in the quiet silence, and now I will speak loudly, boldly, and publicly through the miraculous works of my hand in your life. The specific miracle I am preparing for you is not something that can be explained away by luck, chance, or coincidence. The world will not be able to say, "They just got lucky." It will be undeniable, irrefutable proof that my sovereign hand is resting heavily upon your life. Do not despise the small, seemingly insignificant signs that are already unfolding around you right now, for they are the vital seeds of the greater miracle. That sudden, inexplicable peace you felt in the middle of last week's chaos? That was me. That unexpected act of kindness from a total stranger when you were feeling down? That was me. That one small door of opportunity that cracked open when everything else was slammed shut? That was me. These are the gentle whispers of what is to come, the first drops of rain before the torrential downpour of your greater breakthrough. Soon you will not only see brief glimpses, you will stand fully immersed in the complete manifestation of what I have promised you. My beloved child, now that I have prophetically declared the promises that are actively unfolding over your life, I must also give you clear, loving instruction for this next season. For miracles do not solely depend on what I am doing in the unseen realm. They also depend heavily on how you prepare your own heart to receive them and steward them. Hear me closely now, for these words are not mere suggestions. They are a loving, protective command from the one who formed you and knows exactly what you need. If you hold fast to these instructions, they will guard your mind, strengthen your spirit, and perfectly align you with the absolute fullness of the blessing I am about to pour out. The absolute first instruction I give you for this new season is this: you must remain fiercely devoted to prayer. Do not let your vital connection to me grow weak or stale. Do not let the exhausting busyness of daily life, the endless demands of other people, or the subtle lies of the enemy pull you away from the secret place where I wait to meet with you. Prayer is not just a religious ritual of reciting empty words. It is the essential lifeline, the umbilical cord between your spirit and mine. It is the sacred place where I pour my divine strength directly into your weakness. It is the place where I wash and refresh your weary soul. It is the place where you will hear my quietest whispers and receive my specific strategic guidance for your life. When you pray, you are not just throwing words into the empty air. You are speaking directly into my attentive heart, and I am listening to you with all of heaven's undivided attention. Do not neglect this profound gift. The more time you spend in my presence through prayer, the more highly sensitive you will become to my voice, and the less the enemy will be able to deceive you with his counterfeits. Along with prayer, I urge you with absolute urgency to intentionally silence the unnecessary voices in your life. Not everyone who speaks into your life, not everyone who offers an opinion on your future, is sent by me. Some voices only serve to sow seeds of fear, deep doubt, and crippling confusion. Some voices, even though they may sound wise or logical to the human ear, are not rooted in my eternal truth. Some voices will only distract you from my promises by filling your mind with needless worry and your heart with heavy anxiety. My child, you must be extremely careful who you give your ear to in this critical season. If someone's words do not completely align with the hope, the faith, and the truth of my word, you must let those words go. Do not absorb them. Do not let the chaotic noise of the world drown out the gentle guiding whisper of my spirit. There is a profound peace, a beautiful stillness, and a crystal clear clarity that only comes when you actively step away from the endless opinions of society and return to the quiet simplicity of my presence. In that dedicated silence, away from the screens, the news, and the chatter, you will hear my directions more clearly than ever before. Hold tightly to my promises, my beloved, for they are the only true anchor in every storm you will ever face. When everything around you feels shaking and uncertain, my promises remain entirely unshakable. I have spoken destiny over your life, and my word does not ever return to me void. It accomplishes exactly what I sent it to do. Do not let your heart grow cynical or weary if you do not see immediate, overnight results. Patience is a crucial part of your preparation. I have told you before, and I will remind you again, my timing is absolutely flawless. I am never early, and I am never, ever late. When the exact right moment arrives, every single word I have spoken over your life will suddenly come alive before your very eyes. If the promise seems delayed, do not lose your hope. It is not a denial, it is divine orchestration. I am actively aligning the right people, the right circumstances, and the right seasons, so that when your blessing finally arrives, it will not be partial, fragile, or easily lost, but complete, robust, and undeniable. Therefore, teach your soul to be still and aggressively trust in my timing. Do not fall into the trap of comparing your unique journey to the journey of others. Do not look at someone else's highlight reel or their sudden breakthrough and wonder why yours has not yet come. The specific story I am writing for you is entirely unique, and each season has its own divinely appointed time. The painful waiting you are currently enduring is not a waste of time. It is actively forming ironclad strength in your character, teaching you spiritual endurance, and deepening the roots of your faith so the coming winds of success will not blow you over. If you impatiently rush ahead of me, trying to force open doors I have not yet unlocked, you will find only exhaustion and frustration. But if you wait with active trust, you will soon see that I was preparing something for you that was far greater, far more beautiful than you ever had the faith to ask for. My child, your current delay is not a punishment. It is the necessary preparation for a massive weight of glory. Now listen to me very carefully on this next instruction. You must completely let go of unforgiveness. Do not carry the toxic weight of bitterness in your heart for one more day. I know intimately how deeply you were hurt. I know you were betrayed. I know you were treated incredibly unfairly by people who should have protected you. I know the deep, jagged scars that others have recklessly left on your beautiful heart. But clinging to unforgiveness does not heal your wounds. It only chains you to the person who hurt you. It acts as a slow poison to your soul. It clouds your spiritual vision. It makes your heart hard, and it literally blocks the massive flow of blessings I desperately desire to pour out upon you. True forgiveness does not mean you must completely forget what happened, nor does it mean you must blindly trust toxic people again, or invite them back into your inner circle. It simply means you make the conscious choice to release the offense, the right to revenge, into my capable hands. It means you free your own spirit from the heavy, suffocating burden of resentment. When you forgive, you do not excuse the terrible thing that was done to you. Rather, you boldly declare that you will no longer allow your future to be held captive by the pain of your past. My child, forgive them. Forgive them as freely and completely as I have forgiven you for every mistake you have ever made. Do this, and you will instantly feel the crushing weight lift from your chest, like a heavy stone rolling away from a tomb. You must also make the firm decision to completely let go of fear. Fear is one of the absolute greatest, most effective weapons the enemy uses to paralyze you and keep you stuck in the wilderness. He constantly whispers lies into your mind, telling you that you are not smart enough, not strong enough, not brave enough. He tells you that you cannot possibly handle the massive things that are ahead of you. He tells you that the future is terrifying, uncertain, and unsafe. But hear my voice above the noise. Fear is not from me. I have not given you a weak, timid spirit of fear, but a spirit of immense power, of deep, unconditional love, and of a brilliantly sound mind. Fear constantly tries to build a wall to keep you from stepping into the very blessings and the exact destiny I have prepared for you. Fear tells you to stay hidden in your familiar comfort zone, even when I am loudly calling you to step out onto the water and walk toward something greater. My child, you cannot walk in crippling fear and bold faith at the exact same time. They cannot coexist in the same heart. You must choose faith. When the icy grip of fear rises in your chest, do not stay silent. Speak my word aloud into the atmosphere. Remind yourself and the enemy that I am your ultimate protector, your boundless provider, your infallible guide. When fear screams that you will undoubtedly fail, confidently declare that you are more than a conqueror through my love. When fear whispers in the dark that you are completely alone and defenseless, remind it that I promised I would never, under any circumstances, leave you nor forsake you. Fear may knock loudly on the door of your mind, but you do not have to let it in. Stand firmly in the absolute authority of my name, and the fear will have no choice but to flee from you. Lastly, my beloved, you must let go of self-condemnation. Stop mercilessly punishing yourself for the mistakes and sins of your past. Stop constantly rehearsing your old failures, your deep regrets, your foolish choices, and your missed opportunities. Stop believing the demonic lie that you are somehow unworthy of my love, unworthy of my grace, or unworthy of my blessing because of what you did or what was done to you. Do you not know? Do you not truly understand that I have already completely forgiven you? Do you not know that the sacrifice of the cross covered absolutely everything, past, present, and future? I do not look down from heaven and see you through the dirty, distorted lens of your past mistakes. I see you purely through the pristine lens of my mercy and the blood of my Son. You are washed. You are completely cleansed. You are made entirely new. When I look at you, I do not see a shameful past. I see a child I love deeply and unconditionally. If I, the holy, perfect, and righteous Creator of the universe, do not condemn you, who are you to condemn yourself? Release the heavy guilt right now, my child, and step boldly into the beautiful freedom I have paid such a high price to give you. You do not have to perform to earn my love. You do not have to achieve greatness to prove your worth to me. You already belong to me, and that makes you infinitely valuable. The blessings I am sending will not stop with you. They will flow through you to your family, to your children, and to generations yet unborn. The curses that plagued your family line, the cycles of poverty, addiction, divorce, and depression, are stopping with you. Because you have chosen me, because you have endured the fire, you will be the one to break the chain. You are the cycle breaker. The new legacy begins today. Send this message to others, becoming the very vessel that shines my light into the corners of this dark world. Let your action be a seed sown into the lives of those who are secretly drowning in despair, just as you once were. You are my precious, deeply loved child. Rest tonight in the absolute certainty that I am working all things together for your good. The storm is passing. The dawn is breaking. The miracle is at the door. I love you more than your human mind could ever comprehend. Walk in peace, walk in power, and walk in the absolute joy of knowing that your Heavenly Father is fiercely, relentlessly, and eternally for you.
We run on viewer support only. For exclusive member-only content, scan the QR or see the pinned comment. God bless you.